Hi, welcome to week 2 of the online course for Teaching Environmental Sustainability Model My Watershed. I wanted to just review the research agenda for this project. My name is Nanette Dietrich. I'm a professor at Millersville University, and I'm leading the research for this project. So let's begin. I've given you a link in week 2 to this document. I'm just going to take a couple minutes to walk through this document. You heard most of this during our summer professional development, but I think it's a good opportunity now in week 2 for us to review it again as a group. So, first thing I want to reiterate is you are indeed a member of a research team. So for this research project to be successful, we're going to need all members of the team on the same page. And you are absolutely essential because you're the ones working with the subjects, and the subject in this research project are the students. So as a member of the research team, what do you need to know and be able to do to be an effective member? The first thing is you need to understand the purpose and the goal of the research. In this project, we are providing you with some really exciting technology in the form of Model My Watershed. We are using the innovative teaching, the ITSE portal. I can't remember what the acronym stands for, but we'll be using the ITSE portal. So you've got great curriculum that was written by the Stroudwater Research Center. But at the heart of this NSF-funded project is research. The reason why we're funded is to look at best practices in science education. So you need to understand the goal and purpose of the research. I hope that through this little screencast, you'll understand the questions that we're researching, the tools that we're using to investigate our research questions, and how to implement the research plan as it's designed. And finally, I hope that you know how to communicate the research to others. If other teachers, parents, or administrators ask, "What are you doing?" that you're able to provide an answer that is robust and gets them excited about what we're doing. So let's begin. The research goal. I'm going to read this to you and then we'll talk a little about it. The goal of the TES MMW project is to provide students and teachers with access to scientifically valid and easy to use watershed tools to accurately examine their own neighborhood, to define local environmental problems or challenges, and to develop solutions to improve their environment. Effectiveness of the project will be measured by the curriculum's ability to promote critical incidents for students in terms of their engagement with watershed ideas and concepts outside of the classroom in their personal life. So if we go back to the goal, what's really innovative about this project is that we are allowing students to investigate their own neighborhood using scientifically valid tools. So the problems that they identify and the solutions that they model are not school-based solutions. It's not pretend science, but it's robust. They could go to the town council with the information that we provide. So our goal in this project is really to give students access to the same tools that scientists use so that they can investigate real problems that have meaning to them because it's their own home. And that is novel. Now, what our goal is, it's pretty lofty when you think about it. We want to promote something called a critical incident. So let's talk just a little bit about what a critical incident is. So a critical incident is defined as a specific event or situation that leads people to a certain educational or career path or prompts a change in behavior. Well, we're not going to be able to follow these students into college. So what we are really highlighting or investigating is a change in behavior. So you're going to notice with our pre-tests and our post-test, we're looking at what students are currently doing to protect their local watershed. And after the curriculum, do they have any ideas on how they could make a difference, and are they acting on them? So if we prompted any student to take action based on what they've learned through the curriculum. So our curriculum is purposefully designed with the hope of promoting a critical incident. So we have giving students the tools necessary to learn about their watershed, become engaged in the topic. We're going to allow them to explore their local watershed, evaluate local conditions, design and test solutions to challenges, and hopefully expose them to some activities, groups, or causes related to watershed in their own neighborhood. And our goal would be that they act on that. So our research questions, we're guided by 4 research questions. The first one is a curriculum designed with a local problem-solving emphasis using real data and authentic tools effective in teaching watershed content? So, are they learning the prescribed content? What role does a local emphasis of the instructional materials have on promoting interest in STEM in general? Do students' interest in science and technology, engineering, and math go up because they can see that science is useful in a very practical local way? And then we also have a set of questions that really are looking at that critical incident aspect. So the third question is, does curriculum and tools designed with this local problem-solving emphasis encourage students to engage in watershed ideas and concepts outside of the classroom in their personal life? So are they taking what we're doing in the classroom and under their own initiative looking for ways to become involved? Final question, what aspects of the curriculum serve as that critical incident? So if we have a student who we saw got very excited about what they're doing and decided to take their plan to the principal or the school board on ways to improve their schoolyard, or if they joined a local watershed group, or if they started becoming involved by starting their own environmental club, or anything that they're doing that is substantial, and we can trace the idea for it back to the curriculum, we're then going to look directly at the curriculum itself, interview the students, and ask them what parts of the curriculum were most impactful to your decision making. So it becomes then a real curricular investigation. So how are we going to do that? Well, here's the part where we absolutely need your help. So if you implement the curriculum in your classroom and you don't do the pre and post test, well, we're glad that you joined us. It is not informing our research questions because we don't have any data to support any change. So we absolutely need your help. The first thing that you're going to have prior to implementing the curriculum, you can do this now. You can do it 2 months before you implement it, or you can do it the day before, but it should be before you implement the curriculum. In ITSE, when you go to the High School Environmental Science tab, you are a research teacher, so you will see all of these instruments and the 5 days of curriculum listed on the ITSE page. You need to assign the students both the Rose pre-survey, Rose/Getting to Know You, and the pre-test for knowledge. Please only assign them. So the pre-test. So when they log on, they will only see these 2 assessments. Students will take these 2 assessments, and then I ask that you unassign them. One of the problems we had last year is when it came time for the post-test, students would see both the pre and the post, and they would take the first one again, which was the pre-test. So we would end up with 2 pre-tests but no post-test. We can eliminate this problem if, after assigning the pre-test, and students take it, you unassign it to the class, so they no longer have access to it. Then, after doing the curriculum in your classroom, so whether it takes you a week or 2, or if you spread it out, only doing maybe 1 day a week over a semester, when students are finished, would ask that within 10 school days of finishing the curriculum that you assign the post-test. So going back into ITSE, I'm asking you to assign to your class the Rose survey and the post-test knowledge. After students take these assessments, if you again go ahead and unassign them so students aren't taking them twice or 3 times. But also, while you're implementing the curriculum, You're the one sitting in the classroom. So I'm going to ask that you keep your own research log. Now, inside your research log, you're going to jot down any anecdotal comments about meaningful student experiences. You're going to share these comments in our online course in the spring. Now, as you're implementing the curriculum, make sure you think about the goal of the research project and try to frame your instruction so that we're highlighting that designed goal. So what is our design goal? We want to focus on framing the curriculum so that it empowers students to investigate their environment. The curriculum shows them how to investigate their environment using the schoolyard as an example. But after this unit, they have the tools to explore any environment. So you should, as you're talking with them, as they're using Model My Watershed, or as they're looking at conservation practices, tell them that these are the tools that I've showed you how to do the classroom or the schoolyard, but you can take the same process and look at any area that you want, whether it's your own home or our wider town. So while you may not do it in class, students have the ability to investigate any question that they have on their own time. Now, after the post-test is given, we will analyze the data, the research team here at Millersville. We will analyze the data quickly, and you may get an email from us asking if we could interview a few students. So we will take the pre and post-test data, and that's how we'll identify the students we should interview. So we will contact you to help schedule those interviews. The interviews that we do are via video conference. So much like we're doing right now, the graduate students will meet with your students online using a video conference tool called Zoom. You can Zoom either on a smartphone, a tablet, or a laptop or a computer. So anything that connects to the internet and has that smart capability, we can connect with. Now, as a member of the research team, something that is so essential is ethical research practices. So the next part of this assignment is for you to go out and reread 2 articles I've printed for you, Research with Children and Research in Schools. So these are available on the Schoolology course, and we're going to be chatting about them. Finally, as part of ethical research practices, we do need to get consent. We're dealing with subjects who are under the age of 18, so they're classified as vulnerable subjects. So we need to take great care in our research. So we have consent and assent forms. Because they're under 18, we need mom and dad or the parents or the guardians consent for their minor to participate. And because they're also above the age of having an opinion, and we know that teenagers have an opinion, they also have to provide their assent. So I've given you copies here of the English and Spanish versions of both the parent consent and the child assent form. Now here's a very important thing to keep in mind. You can get all those wonderful forms signed, but before we can use their data in the research, I need to have hard copies of those consent and assent forms on file. So you'll notice that I've given you an address on where to send them. So please, as soon as you have them ready, if you can go ahead and drop them in the mail to us. So during this unit, one thing I want to keep in mind is that going away a comment is you are part of the research team, and it is absolutely essential for you to understand the goal of the research, and just as important, understand the design, because you are the one that's making sure that we get the data that we need to investigate our problem. So completing all of the pre-assessments and post-assessments, making sure that we get those consent and assent forms back to Millersville is essential to us meeting our research goal. Thank you so much. I look forward to this week as we investigate our research design. Thank you.